Hey y'all, how you doing? Let me just, okay. I'm gonna need to change this camera just a little bit. There you go. Professional YouTuber, y'all. Professional YouTuber. How y'all doing? Here we are yet again with yet another direct action gaming session. My name is Sean, and joining us today once again is my cousin Connor. Say hi to the internet, Connor.
Hi, Internet.
There you go, Connor. There he is. Okay, so as you can see, here's a new game that we haven't played on this channel just yet. I do have This War of Mine, and I decided, why the hell not? Connor's coming over today. We're going to mess around, so I might as well record this cooperative session that we're doing for this game, This War of Mine. Now, in a nutshell, This War of Mine is Eastern European war survival simulator, basically. you are a refugee that is trying to survive in some kind of Eastern European war. You're just an average everyday person who is not affiliated with the military, and you're trying to turn some bombed out old building into something of a shelter where you and your fellow survivors can live and try not to die. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And what's kind of neat is this game is designed to be played sort of completely blind, without knowing anything at all about the game. We do have everything set up here, and we have our journal, which, interestingly enough, kind of acts as like the first player token, as well as a very small instruction booklet, which basically just covers like the turn phases. So it lets us know what we should be doing at each phase of the game, and we just kind of keep passing this around. So we have set everything up, and I read this first part here that says this is a shared experience. The characters are not assigned to particular players. The players interact with all the characters as a group. The player who currently holds the journal is called the leader, so that is me for the moment, but whenever a player sees this symbol in the journal, they pass the journal to the next player to their left. So since I am seeing this, I pass this to my cousin Connor, and he starts reading and doing things. So here you go, Connor. Read right below that arrow.
Which arrow?
In the lower right corner, the big red arrow.
This one?
The lower right corner. There you go, that one. There we go.
There's a couple big red arrows. So.
Okay.
So, whenever the game tells you to make any kind of decision, like choosing a character, tokens, actions, etc., the final decision is made by the leader, but it can be done only after listening to the other players' opinions. The player may discuss, make suggestions, or even quarrel, but the final decision is always made by the leader. Only the leader can touch the game components. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so turn it to the next page.
Okay.
Now what's it say?
Morning. So we get an event. Draw and resolve the top card from the events deck. Do not forget to add the cold tokens to the cold space on the board as described on the revealed event card.
Okay.
Next player. So cold tokens. So event card. A little confused
Yeah,
here.
so you would see this thing that says chapter 1. So you draw that, and then we see what it says.
Okay. Okay. When the Civil War broke out, many people thought that it would only last a couple of weeks. It's been a year since the military surrounded rebels in the capital, cutting off all supply lines. Civilians still trapped in the city suffer from hunger, disease, and constant threat of shelling. It's another day of desperate waiting for the end of this terrible war. Okay, so determine the objectives for each of the 3 chapters of this campaign. Find a final objective card in the objectives deck and place it on the objective space on the board. Then draw 2 more objective cards and place them on the final objective.
Okay, but before we do any of that, I kind of messed up a little bit. There is stuff we're supposed to start with. So,
Okay, yeah, I was like, I was a little confused here. I was like, wait.
Okay, so in the storage, we do have a lockpick. We've also got 4 components. So we don't start with absolutely positively nothing. That goes in there too. And then also 4 wood. So we take 4 of these little wood tokens. Put that in the storage. And let's see, 2 water and 3 raw food. And a shovel. Okay. Where is the shovel? There we go. I have a shovel, and I think it said 2 water and 3 raw food. 1, 2, 3 raw food. And these little beads represent water. Got 2 water. Alright, so that is our starting supply. So let's go back to that event card. What does it say?
Find a final objective card in the objectives deck and place it on the objective space on the board.
Find the what now?
Find a final objective card in the objectives deck and place it on the objective space on the board. So we need to choose what we want our final objective to be.
There is one that just says final objective, and it says survive. At least 1 character from the starting group must survive until the end of the game with each state. Okay.
Okay.
Whereas the rest of them just say chapter.
Okay,
objectives.
so I guess that's our final objective. It's weird because it makes it sound like there's more than 1, but I guess that's it.
There are chapter objectives.
Yes, you'll draw 2 more objective cards and place them on that space as well. So we have 3 objectives,
Okay.
2 chapter objectives, and then the 1 final objective.
Okay. Does it say to place them face down?
No. This says they should be placed face up. You may look at them anytime during the game.
Okay. So always survive, and then there's 2 other.
I don't think it's random because it says determine the objective.
Oh, determine.
Yeah, like
So
you
we
don't.
get to look at-
We get to choose what we want them to be.
Well, we have taking care of ourselves, and that says at the end of the chapter, each character's misery must be lower than 2. So we have to manage our emotions with this one, basically. Food for the hungry. At any moment, you may discard any number of raw food, canned food, without resolving their effects. For each discarded token, advance the objective marker by 1, 2, respectively. So I guess there's like numbers on here, and you gotta do something. Soldiers, disarm the civilians. Discard a functional firearm from the storage. Staying fit. At the end of the chapter, all characters' hunger must be 0. Okay. Help the sick and wounded in our area. Collect vegetables for the refugees. I wonder what are the... I might choose what sound like the simplest ones that don't require us to do like...
Yeah, this is our first playthrough, so let's.
All the other ones require us to use an objective marker or something. So we have staying fit and taking care of ourselves. So at the end of a chapter, I guess, all characters' misery must be lower than 2. At the end of a chapter, all characters' hunger must be 0. So those are in there with survive. Okay, I'm guessing we probably put the rest of these in the waste bag. See what that says real quick on?
Yeah.
each of the 3 chapters of the campaign. Place it. Draw 2 more objective cards and place them on the final objective. These cards should be placed face up. And remove the remaining objective cards from the game at the end of each chapter. So I guess at the end of each chapter we do a check. Resolve any reward penalty from the corresponding objective card.
Yeah, I just didn't get to that part yet.
So I guess we can decide not only our objectives, but how to arrange them. So we can...
Right, so we can...
just. So this would be the final one, but
yes, the other 2 we can do them in whatever order we want.
Might as well do taking care of ourselves and then staying fit. Because with taking care of ourselves,
sure,
as long as we can manage our emotions, we're fine. We can maybe hope by the end of the 2nd chapter we'll be better on food so that our hunger will be 0 for everybody. So, okay. Have them like that. Cool. Alright. Draw. After determining the objectives, draw the top event card. After you resolve this card, move it from the game.
What you doing?
So, this one... Okay, so yeah, it says draw the top event card, which is Army Deals. After you resolve this card, move it from the game. Okay. So place this card on the findings pile. If any card is already there, remove that card from the game. The value of cigarettes, moonshine, 100% alcohol, and jewelry is raised by 5. So this is... findings pile. Okay, that's right there. So move that from the game. We also need to add 3 cold to the cold space. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 cold up there. Okay. Cool. So still on morning, continue to the day actions phase. And it says script numbers. Most cards in the game contain script numbers in the colored circles. You should ignore those numbers unless a game effect directly instructs you to address them. Okay. Movement in the shelter. You may place characters on any shelter spaces and fitting shelter cards to which you have access starting from the guard space. Characters may move freely horizontally. They can also move vertically using the ladders set between the floors. However, obstacles like bars, locked door, rubble remnants, and holes are impassable, and the cards and spaces behind them are unavailable. So a new day begins. Outside is an outgoing conflict and sniper bullets for us. We cannot leave the safety of our shelter, but there are improvements to be made. We should make this place feel more like home. We can use beds, a stove, or even a radio. But first, we'll need to clear some space. Hopefully, we might find something useful in this rubble. Okay, so now we're doing day actions. 3 actions. Each character may perform up to 3 actions. The number of actions may be less if a character possesses state tokens with black markers on them. As shown on the states tokens, the black markers indicate which of the 3 actions are unavailable. So it could either be the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 3rd, or all 3. Since everybody starts with 1 hunger, I guess they all have like 2 available actions. At the beginning of each action stage, first action, second action, and third action, assign all the available characters to those actions and then resolve their effects immediately. After each action stage, we switch the journal to the next player. So I guess the way we might do this is we can each choose a character to do 2 actions with, and then we'll switch this to the next player. And they have all the available actions listed here. So I guess I'll start with Marin here. And our available actions are actions on shelter spaces fitting cards. Place a character on a chosen space card and discard the required resources tokens from the storage if any are required. If, as a result of an action, tokens are created, add them to the storage. Actions on shelter cards. Place a character on a chosen shelter card. The result of an action on shelter card is resolving its back. Some shelter cards, rubble, bars, or closed doors, require placing a certain token from the storage, a shovel, a saw blade, or a lockpick, on that card in addition to a character. Return that token to the storage after resolving the action. In case of a rubble remnants card, instead of a shovel, you may place an additional character. Action from a closed door card requires making a roll as described below. So to pick a lock requires a lockpick, and you would roll a black die. 1 to 3, no effect. Result 4 to 10 is discard the lockpick, then resolve the back of this card. Oh, okay. Place a new fitting card. You may choose any fitting, but only from the deck on the fittings space, which is this. On an empty space in the shelter, meaning any space without a card. So placing a new fitting card is basically a fancy way of saying build something. I know we've got like a bunch of stuff up here that we could potentially build if we have like the right stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so improve deadfall trap to cage trap, great. Build a workshop, blah 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 blah. So we can always look through the fittings to see if we have stuff to build those things, and then we could build it on like unavailable space basically. Or we could take our person and move them to one of these shelter spaces, and we would then resolve what it says on that space. So go to a closed door, you have to pick the lock, requires a lockpick. So like I'm saying, you have to move the lockpick up there with the character and try to pick that lock. Or go to the rubble, which one character can handle it with a shovel, or if you choose to send 2 characters there, they can both dig through the rubble. Let's see. And I assume that would be one action for like both characters.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
Okay, and those are our options basically. Do a thing on a shelter card, or you could just move to a shelter space and or a fitting once we finally have those, and do a thing. So once we have like a stove or something, you could move somebody to a stove to try and like cook a meal or whatever. Yeah. So with that in mind, I guess I have Marin, and I will move Marin to the rubble, and we're going to resolve this. We'll move the shovel there too. Okay. So since I moved him and the shovel there, what do I flip this? Now it's the rubble remnants. So much for this being very straightforward and...
Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't going to go that way.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
Okay.
complicated looking board.
Actions on shelter cards. Place a character on a chosen shelter card. The result of an action on a shelter card is resolving its back. Some shelter cards require placing a certain token from the storage. Return that token to the storage after resolving the action. In case of a rubble/rubble remnants card, instead of a shovel. Okay, I think how this is going to need to work basically is like Marin, his whole turn might be moving here, and I think like with rubble, if you have a shovel, you flip it to rubble remnants, and then the other side says you now can dig through. It requires a shovel or 2 characters. So since Marin is already still here with the shovel, he could like finish his turn by just removing this card from the game. So now that rubble pile is clear basically. And I guess that means the shovel is still with him. So that happened, and now I pass this to you, and then you decide what to do with one of the other characters.
And we're in day actions.
Yep. Like I said, there's basically 3 options. You move to a space and you do a thing, and for the most part, the only option we really have is moving to one of these shelter spaces to do something. So you could go past me straight to furniture since I already cleared the rubble. And I think with furniture, all you have to do is like just move there and then do a search. And I think that might count as like one action. Like an action is just moving to a shelter space and then resolving the thing there.
Sure. Let's do that.
Okay, so are you going to do this with Bruno or with Marco?
I'll take the. Let's do the TV show.
You're gonna go. You're gonna do Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruno's gonna move.
Oops, I had the wrong guy here. Okay, so this guy is going to move here, and then you're going to search. And on the other side, it says you gain 2 mechanical parts, 2 electrical parts, 1 raw food, 1 wood. Okay. So
A lot of stuff in that furniture.
yes. Where's the 1 raw food, 1 wood?
Sound like a pack of raw hot dogs in the couch.
Basically, yeah.
Yum.
Just kind of sitting there, just chilling on out. Okay. Electrical parts.
I suppose we should probably find a way to cook some of this food too.
Yeah. Let's see. Electrical part.
So I don't know how that works.
Mechanical part. Okay. Alright, and then we remove this card from the game. Cool. So you moved there and you did a thing. I'm pretty sure you might have another action. The number of actions, each character may perform up to 3 actions. So I think Gordon Ramsay can do one more thing, I think.
No. Can I build something? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, like you can basically just look through all those and try to find. There's got to be some kind of like stove or something.
I would think so. Unless
So-
we're supposed to eat all our food raw.
In my limited experience with the digital version of this game, I think good early builds are either a bed or some type of some type of cooking
Yeah.
utensil thing.
Yeah. If not, I'll bake a bed. There's no way to cook. There's a heater. So, do we have a crude stove? There's a card that says improve crude stove to cooking stove, but I don't see crude stove.
Because we don't have them.
So how do I?
One second.
Oh, here it is. Build a crude stove.
There we go.
There it is. I missed it. So it would be 2 mechanical parts, 5 components, 3 wood. Do we have all that?
We're missing one component.
Okay, so instead I'm going to go search this heap.
That says mechanical parts, right?
2 mechanical parts, 5 components, 3 wood.
Okay, we just need one more component. We can do that stove. So
I don't know what's more important, a bed or a stove. What do you think?
they're both pretty good, but we.
Because I think a bed we probably have enough stuff to do.
You said searching.
Yeah, bed would be 3 components, 4 wood.
So from there, I think you could either try to move down here,
I don't
which is
have
blocked.
a shovel.
Yeah, that's blocked by this rubble.
Can I go here?
You can activate this other guy to help with this, but that would use up what's his face's final action, and he would have like 1 left.
Right. I'd rather not do that.
And
So what else can I do?
you can. I think there's no restriction to this. You can have him go like over here. Because there is a ladder that goes up to here, and there's no locked door here, so you could just go straight to this heap to search it.
Okay, I'll go search right here.
Okay, so you'll
Why
go
not?
here, and search that heap, which means you flip this, and so now he's up here, and we get, precisely what we need. So we get 1 electrical part, 1 water, and 3 components. To get enough components to do that stove. So the next character could do that. So there's 3 and 1 water and
Or more importantly, we could make a moonshine still.
I mean, we are in Eastern Europe, so vodka is kind of important.
It's basically food.
Yeah, it is calories. It's calories. So journal. I have a journal. Okay. So let's see. We remove this from the game. And then we can move to this Marco guy. And here, can you hand me that, please? let's see. So, place a new fitting card. You may choose any fitting, but only from the deck on the fitting space. You should familiarize yourself with both sides of fitting cards. Place a fitting card on an empty space in the shelter, meaning any space without a card or action and without the guard or the sleep on the floor options. Then place any character on it and discard the required resources tokens from the storage. After that, flip the fitting card face up. The exact description and requirements can be found. Okay. So I think basically we probably have to do it. I don't know if this counts as a space, but we could definitely do it there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll move him here and we'll place the crude stove so we can flip it to place it there, but first we have to get rid of 2 mechanical parts. Excuse me. 5 components and 3 wood. So 3 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I return all this to the box. Now we have a crude stove here. So after building it, he could use it to basically make 1 raw food, 1 water, and 1 wood into 2 raw food. So we could increase our food basically by burning a water and a wood. Like preparing a meal requires herbs and we don't have those. And we would need 1 wood and we only have 2 wood left. I think as is we have 4 raw food though. But we could get 1 more if we burn a bit of water and wood. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Alright. Okay, so I'll get rid of 1 wood, 1 water, and in exchange for that, we'll get 1 more raw food. Not sure how you just multiply the raw food by basically cooking it, but
you know, it's
yeah,
more nourishing now that it's cooked.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think everybody's done all the day actions.
Right.
So continue to the dusk phase. In the dusk phase, the sun has disappeared beneath the horizon. Shadows and darkness now rule over the city. It is a bit safer to go out at this time, but first we must regain some strength. Each character should drink 1 water, discard it from the storage. For each character that did not drink water, roll the...
saved that water.
Yeah, there's not enough water for everybody now.
Oh well.
Somebody's going thirsty. At least we have plenty of food. Each character should eat 1 or more food, discard it from the storage. If each person eats 1 raw food, we would lower their hunger by 1. But 1 person who doesn't drink the water we have to roll the black die to see if their hunger or their misery raises, basically.
Okay.
So I guess the first thing we need to decide is who's going thirsty. I think it probably shouldn't be Marco, because he's like the action guy. We probably want him to go looting. So it's going to have to be either Gordon Ramsay or the garage owner.
Gordon Ramsay.
I mean, he is kind of a dick. So yeah.
The TV chef can survive without some water.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
All right, so we do need to discard this water because 2 guys drank it. And then since Gordon did not drink, we have to roll the black die to see what we get. It says 7, so we raise his misery by 1. Okay, so that means we get another state thing for him.
No is now miserable.
Yeah. Oh, he has 1 misery. Okay.
But everybody's hunger does go down 1, right?
Yeah, we have to burn 3 raw food, but everybody's hunger will go down by 1. We will all be at full hunger, basically.
So now we get 3 actions.
Yes. So I'll see.
That was good.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. Hunger 3 still has 1 thing missing.
So we still only have 2 actions?
I guess?
So what's okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Or would it be 1 hunger? I don't know.
oh, maybe you're right. Okay.
Would it go down to 1 instead of because if we start with 1 misery that would make sense to me. It would go down. Yeah, there we go.
So. Okay, yeah, and apparently I could have just flipped them all to the other side, basically.
Yeah, it's fine.
There we go. But this guy also has 1 misery. Okay, so that's what happened there. All right. Day actions, dusk. Now I'm handing it over to you, and you're gonna tell us about the evening while I go get another beer.
Before nightfall, we must decide who will stay in the shelter to regain strength or guard the door, and who will venture into the ruined city. We can only hope to scavenge some food, meds, and other necessary materials. So assign each character to one of the 4 available tasks. You can sleep in a bed. I don't think we have a bed.
Nope.
So nobody's sleeping in a bed. We can sleep on the floor. Place any number of characters on the sleep on the floor space, and their fatigue will go down by 2. Or we could do guard duty. Place any number of characters on the guard space to defend the shelter from attacks during the night raid phase. Higher the prowess of a guard, the better. There must be at least one guard on the guard space, otherwise see 333 in the Book of Scripts. Raise that character's fatigue by 1, or those characters. We could also scavenge. Scavenging. Place up to 3 characters on the findings pile space to send them to the ruined city during the scavenging phase. Higher the inventory and prowess of a character, the better they will perform during the scavenging phase. Their fatigue will also go up by 1.
Okay.
So, what do we want to do? Do we want to have somebody sleep? Do we want to send them out? Do we want to have somebody be a guard?
Well, currently we have full hunger on everybody. Nobody's hungry. Bruno's a little cranky, but otherwise we're doing good.
What determines fatigue? Where is that?
Oh, well, like, as we gain fatigue...
Oh, so it'll be just like misery. And
yeah,
hunger.
it'll be another... There are state markers for
Right,
fatigue
okay,
in here that work just like the hunger markers.
Gotcha.
So when it tells us to add fatigue, we add it to for whatever reason.
Right, okay. So we should probably have one person be a guard. Otherwise, something probably bad happens.
Okay. I would say Marco probably should scavenge, and maybe one guy sleeps and the other guy is on guard.
Well, do we really need anybody to sleep right now?
I mean, if they sleep on the floor, that's one person that isn't going to be fatigued.
Okay.
For next turn.
Okay. So yeah.
So
we should
so sure,
probably-
they don't have any fatigue right now, but they
Yeah,
would
I see-
if they were
I see
on
what
guard.
you- yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Bruno sleeps. Marvin guards and Marco scavenges.
Bruno does have that misery.
I mean, I don't know if sleeping's gonna make his misery go down at all.
Well, it wouldn't make it go up.
That is yeah. So we'll. How's that sound?
Okay, so I think
Marvin guards, Marco scavenges.
so I think we can take the shovel and move it back here. Marvin guards, Marco up here, and this guy down here to sleep on the floor. Okay, so that's what, the dusk phase?
That is the dusk phase. Now scavenge.
Although I guess there wouldn't have been anything stopping us from putting all 3 guys on the findings pile so they could all go scavenging.
Well, you want to have one person guarding.
Okay.
Kind of implies that bad things will happen if nobody's guarding.
Yeah, to defend the shelter from attacks during the night raid phase. The higher the prowess of a guard, the better.
It's also the same thing for the scavenging.
Okay.
So you want high prowess for both of those. So I don't.
Well, we got our guy with the highest prowess doing the scavenging. Okay, so...
Okay, yeah, we have to have a guard. Otherwise the game ends.
Okay. So we raised the fatigue of these other 2 guys by 1. So I'm going to find the state markers for that. So we got fatigue 1 on Marvin. So that's going to take down one of his actions again. And then fatigue marker for Marco, and that's going to take out one of his actions as well.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that, and then
Scavenging. What?
Scavenging. How does that work? Let's see. It is safer to move around the city at night. Shots can still be heard, but only sporadically. You strap your backpacks on tightly and leave your shelter. Carefully, you pick your way through the ruined shops and houses that line the sheltered streets. Shelled streets. That makes more sense. Scavenging. Choose a location. Choose one of the 3 available location cards of these 3 over here. Choose equipment if there are any weapons like a hatchet, knife, pistol, etc., or equipment like a lockpick, saw, or shovel in the storage. You may assign these tokens to the scavenging party. Place them on the findings pile space. You may also take any tokens from the storage for possible trade. Okay, so we do have that shovel and a lockpick. So Marco could take those things. Should we give him both of those things? Might as well.
Sure.
Alright. So we'll give him the lockpick and the shovel. Put that here. Okay. So we have chosen his equipment. Oh, yeah, and you can also take any tokens from the storage for possible trade. That's interesting.
And his inventory is 3, right?
I think so.
Or Marco? No, his inventory is 5.
Yeah.
Marvin is 3.
Yeah.
So he can carry up to 5 items. Now I think that's also going to include whatever you find.
Yes, and also not every item will actually take up an inventory slot.
Oh, okay. So it's, let's say.
Yeah, it'll have this little sort of weight icon on it.
Oh, it lets you know.
Yeah, see with the shovel, it has that little weight icon.
Oh, so that's 1.
And then with the lockpick, there's no icon. So I guess if he has the shovel,
so the lockpick doesn't take up any inventory. Okay.
So he already has the shovel, so he only has 4 left. So if we weight him down with raw food or electrical parts, that would be less space that he has for grabbing stuff.
We shouldn't trade our food.
Yeah, we really don't have that much to trade. We're pretty low on everything basically, so maybe we shouldn't be trading. So we'll just give him that stuff and hope he can look into getting some things. So we set the noise marker, place the noise marker on space 1 of the noise track. So the noise marker is a little red thing. We put that here on space 1. Whenever the game tells you to raise or lower the noise, move the marker on the track either up or down, respectively. Whenever the game tells you to roll for the noise, roll the black die. If the result is equal to or less than the current noise, an encounter is immediately triggered. Set the noise marker to 1. Draw and resolve the top card from the residence deck. Okay, so raise or lower noise when it tells you to. When it tells you to roll for noise, a thing might happen. Gotcha. Continue to the next page. Prepare the unknown deck and explore. Draw as many exploration cards as shown on the location space of the location you chose to explore. Okay. So I guess our options for exploring are a warehouse, a quiet house. Okay, I see now. So the close location, 14 exploration cards. Distant, 12. Far is 10. So the far is the ruined block of flats. distant is the quiet house. The warehouse is close. So we could go there. And it also talks about the kind of stuff you might find there. So at the... It even talks about... That's interesting. Warehouse, there's an open space, a basement entrance, there's bars and a closed door. So you know you'd need a lockpick to get to the closed door. I don't know what we could do about bars though.
Probably need like an axe or something.
Yeah. So that's the basement entrance. If we go to the quiet house, we get two less exploration cards, but basement entrance is only a closed door, so we know we can handle that with the lockpick. Special findings, I guess you roll the die and you might get, so from the house we might get book, chems, herbal meds, vegetable meds, or canned food. Warehouse, we could score a hatchet, canned food, weapon part, mechanical parts, or sugar. In the ruin block of flats, pretty good chance for either mechanical parts, coffee, or vegetable. I mean, it sounds like the quiet house is a fairly good bet. Should be easy to get into, and there's a pretty good chance we find at least something useful. Do you want to go to the quiet house?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good bet.
So let's see. Draw as many exploration cards as shown on the location space you chose to explore. So we're going here. The shovel, lockpick. Okay. Yeah, we take 12 exploration cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see. Place them face down on the unknown space without looking at their fronts. Now resolve these cards one after the other. Okay. We put the exploration down here and we resolve them one at a time. That is how that works. Okay. So the first exploration card says, map card. Check the current location for basement entrance. If there is no basement entrance, discard this card and draw a new card from the exploration deck. If there is a basement entrance, you may resolve this card immediately or place it on the exploration slot and resolve it later instead of drawing a new exploration card. Basement entrance, we can enter, raise the noise by 3, and roll for the noise. After entering, add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck. Also, you may discard this card during the scavenging to draw and resolve 2 findings cards instead of 1. Okay. So we can either set this aside and deal with it later, or try and force the basement entrance now. What would you want to do? If you raise the noise by 3, then that's...
Could get up.
Yeah, it's... Something would only happen on a 4 or more.
You want to try?
We could.
I say let's do it.
Alright, so...
It's up to you. You get the final call though.
That is true.
So if you don't want to do that,
I mean, it says we can do this later.
it does.
So we could put
can
this
come
to the
back.
side and take another one.
We're more well prepared.
Perhaps.
The other one we take could be even worse though. You never know.
Okay, so this is the map card. We'll put that there. Next exploration says map card. Check the current location card for open space. If there is no open space, discard this card and draw a new card from the exploration deck. If there is an open space, resolve it immediately. No, we just have a basement entrance and a closed door. Okay.
So draw another card.
Yep, so we discard this. Map card. Check the current location for jammed door. If there is no, well, there is no jammed door.
Did you shuffle that deck?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. It's a lot of different decks to keep track of.
Just see curiosity of these.
Cheater.
All map. No, there's only 2 more map cards in here. So there is no jammed door, so we just toss this to the
Toss
side.
Draw one.
Next one is yet another map card. It says closed door. There is a closed door. If there is a closed door, you may resolve this card immediately or place it on the exploration slot and resolve it later. With a closed door, that lockpick comes in handy. We can pick the lock, return 1 exploration card, and roll the die. Result 5 to 10, discard a lockpick, and the door opens. I guess that means we throw the lockpick back in the box, and we have to try to get another one, basically. We'd be burning a lockpick to try and pick the lock. But that's only if we get a 5 to 10. I guess if we get less than that, we still keep it. After opening, add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck. Draw and resolve 1 findings card, furniture chart, then discard this closed door card. So I might as well put this one to the side as well. We'll decide this.
So how many actions is that?
Well, I mean, during this phase, it straight up says,
Or are you not expending any actions yet?
there are no actions. It's basically we get 12 exploration cards because we went to this place. And then it said to take them, put them all face down here, and then just resolve them one after the other.
So you do. Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. And with some of these map cards, if we check that location and it has basement entrance closed door, we can either resolve them immediately or put them off to the side and decide whether we want to try to resolve them later. So if we resolve them later, we can just do that whenever, or we can try and draw another exploration card to see what we get.
Okay.
I kind of think we might want to do this closed door thing, because I can't help but think that if we haven't even gone in the place and we draw another thing, maybe that's not great.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should try to actually get inside. I think our best bet is the lock pick, because I don't think it's gonna increase the noise. We just return 1 exploration card and roll the black die. So I think we take this one off the top and put it back here.
Okay.
And then we roll the black die. On a 5 to 10, we discard the lockpick and the door opens. But then we get 5 cards back. And we also draw and resolve 1 findings card, meaning we probably found a thing. So yeah, let's do this now. We're gonna take 1 exploration card, put that there. We're going to roll a die, and on a 5 to 10, we pick the lock. We got a 2, so that... Well... I guess we just didn't...
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't really say what you can... What happens if you fail. Just 5 to 10, you open it. Okay, I think I see what happens now. So, like, each time we want to try, we have to get rid of one of these exploration cards.
Okay, so you could keep trying, you would just have to keep discarding those.
Yeah. So we could...
You want to try again?
We could, or we could try to look at one of these exploration cards to see what might happen.
Yeah.
So... It just says someone's here, raise the noise by 3.
Well,
or end exploration.
see, I told you should have just discarded it.
Well, raise the noise by 3. 1, 2, 3. It's up to 4. What would it be? I'm a little confused about the script thing. Let me look at this again. Most cards in the game contain script numbers in the colored circles. You should ignore those numbers unless a game effect directly instructs you to address them. Okay, so most of them have them. Okay, I see. So we can either raise the noise by 3, or we can just end the exploration. We could just stop the mission, and then there's like these script numbers that might play under certain circumstances or something like that. I don't know, but okay, we did this, raise the noise by 3. Screw it. Let's try the lock again. We're gonna get rid of another exploration. We're gonna roll the die. 10. Okay. So we get rid of the lockpick. We have picked the lock. Okay. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. And we get to draw and resolve 1 findings card, furniture chart, then discard this closed door card. Okay, findings. See the corresponding chart below. It said furniture, herbal meds, jewelry, weapon part, and filter. Okay. To check what you have found, then roll the black die for special findings and see the current location card for the results. Roll the black die for special findings. What is that? Special findings. I have no idea. Well, first and foremost, it is saying herbal meds, jewelry, weapon part, and filter. So let's get that stuff out of the files. Herbal meds, jewelry. That sounds super useful.
Well, money.
Yeah, could be trading. Weapon part.
Maybe we can give it to Bruno. It'll cheer him up.
Yeah. Here you go, Bruno. This is shiny. So.
I hope it's a little tiara.
Yes. Okay. Filter. There we go. Okay. And so this is weighing us down by 2 more. And he does have that shovel, so.
There'll be 3, so use 2 more inventory.
Yep. Okay. I am somewhat confused about this special findings thing, though. All it says is then roll the black die for special findings and see the current location card for the current location. Oh, I see now. Okay, I get it. Special findings are here on the location card. So we're at the quiet house, so I can roll a die and we will get a thing based upon the special findings chart. Now I got it.
Gotcha.
10, we get canned food, yo. Okay.
It's probably better than raw food.
And we have 1 slot left and his inventory will be full. So basically we might as well draw another card, I think.
Yeah.
Because if we try to go to the basement entrance, we're definitely gonna.
Yeah, we already have 3 noise.
Yeah.
Let's not.
And we would have to roll for noise as well.
No.
We're not going to the basement entrance. So we're just gonna draw another exploration card, and this says, you may ignore this card, or return 2 exploration cards to place it on the exploration slot and use it any time during this scavenging phase. So we can place it to the side as another option, but we have to get rid of 2 other cards.
What does it do?
It says hiding place. After rolling for the noise, you may discard this card to ignore an encounter or perform a backstab. This might be good. We did get extra cards, so we could get rid of 2 and then keep this to have a hiding place.
Yeah, and then you could go make noise.
Yep.
And it don't. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we take 2 cards and put them back on the deck. So now we can draw the next one to resolve that, and it says stairs down. Look for another way. Return 3 exploration cards, or we enter, we raise the noise by 3 and roll for the noise. So thanks to the fact that we have our hiding place, we could risk this and try to enter. Because I think it says, after rolling for the noise, you may discard this. We may discard this to ignore an encounter or perform a backstab. See journal combat sheet for a description. Okay. So would you want to try to enter?
Yeah.
All right. So let's try to enter. So that means we raise the noise by 3. 1, 2, 3, and we have to roll a die. I think. Is it on 7 or more, or 7 or less? Is it equal to or less? Pretty sure it's equal to or less. Yep, equal to or less. So the only way we avoid... Makes more sense. The only way we avoid something is if we get A+. And we do get a 3. So, that does mean... okay.
Time to run to the hiding place.
Yeah, because...
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm glad we have that hiding place.
Yep, because normally you would draw and resolve the top card from the residence deck. So we could either do that, or we could discard the hiding place to ignore that encounter. So you want to ditch the hiding place?
It's up to you, honestly. No, either way.
Might as well. We bother to set it up, we might as well. Discard that. Okay. Alright, so now we'll look at the next one. It says reality impact. Something unexpected has happened. Draw a card from the colors deck to determine the color of the script. Then check the number with that color on the exploration chart of this location's card. Find that number in the book of scripts and resolve the corresponding text. Afterwards, place this card under the current location card. When that location card is removed from the game, shuffle this reality impact card back into the exploration deck. Okay, so it's...
Gray?
Okay. Shuffle this card back into the colors deck. So gray is 44. So hand me the book of scripts. The book of scripts, please. 44. Okay. A little too far.
Yeah, it starts right in the beginning.
35. Okay. 44 says this house must have been occupied either by a pill popper or a very sick man. Next to the kitchen, where people usually put a pantry, there's a veritable drugstore. The owner had a bad heart, asthma, and joint problems. All of this is clear from the labels on the containers. Even if we have no use for most of these drugs, there's great demand for these kinds of medications around town. Drugstores have long gone out of business, but the sick still need their meds. Sometimes open public exchanges are held. Those who have more than they need hand over their surplus to those in need of meds, even what's past expiration. Some of the meds you can use to buy something, or you can exchange them for food. We load up our backpacks with whatever we can carry. Write Drugstore 44 on a blank token and add it to the findings pile. Treat it as a yellow token with a value of 33 and a weight of 0. Oh. We can use it to make a trade. Oh, okay. So that's what the blank tokens are for.
I imagine that's pretty valuable. That's like 3 food. Each food is 10. Now we're drug dealers.
Yes, we are. Okay, and that doesn't take up any
Nope.
space, but it has 30 value. And now we also know
I
that
think it was
like,
33 value.
Did you say 33?
I thought that's what you said.
Card now. Oh right, it wasn't
Yeah,
a
it was
card. It was 44.
Yeah. Oh no, value of 30. I don't know where I got that from.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. So that happened.
Doesn't take up any weight, so he can still technically find another thing. So let's draw another exploration card. This is yet another reality impact. Something unexpected has happened. Once again, draw a card from the colors deck to determine the color of the script. Then draw a card from the exploration deck and check the number with that color. Find that number in the book of scripts.
Green.
Green, okay. So green is, I think, 747. Okay. So, hand me the book of scripts.
We find it down 747.
Yes.
It's just a plane crash in the middle of town.
That certainly crossed my mind too. Like, really? A 747? Okay. Okay. Alright, 747. Draw and resolve one card from the findings deck, furniture chart. Fearing the shelling, the people who lived in this house did not go outside. We can see evidence of that everywhere. After an artillery shell hit their home, they had even plugged the hole with blankets and old ski jackets, which, by the way, look very warm. Truth be told, they look like crap, but they could still... They should... Wait, what? Serve their purpose in winter. Write down warm clothes 747 on a blank token and place it on the findings pile. Treat it as a gray token with a value of 10 and a weight of 0. Okay, warm clothes. If during resolving a fate card in the dawn phase, warm clothes are in the storage, treat cold tokens as if there were 2 fewer. Okay. Warm clothes 747. Okay, I guess we found that. Cool. Another exploration card, I guess. You may ignore this card or poke about. We return one exploration card or roll for the noise. 2, choose one finding from the special findings chart for this location. I kind of think we should ignore this.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That sounds...
Oh wait, we have a choice. We can return one exploration card or roll for the noise. So we can either just... We could just ditch an exploration card. 2, choose one thing from the special findings. So we could just take a book, chems, herbal meds, vegetable meds, or canned food. Meds would probably be good. We have herbal meds, but meds sounds good too. Want to ditch an exploration card to get meds?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll get rid of this one. Okay, and we would get meds. And that doesn't take up any weight, so cool. Alright, another exploration says, I think I saw something, and then there's only one more card after this one. Return as many exploration cards as you wish and roll the black die. Add the number of the returned exploration cards to the result. Result equals 1 to 5. Draw and resolve a residence card. Add the number of the returned. So there's only one card left. So we could return it, roll the die, and we'd have to add 1. But if we roll low, we get 1 to 5. We draw and resolve a residence card. And I think we kind of have to do this. It's not saying we have the option to ignore this. Yeah, we kind of have to do this. Alright, so we return 1. I guess this is the last thing that we're doing. And then we roll a die. Let's see what we got. It is an 8, so nothing happens. We do not draw and resolve a residence card. Yep. And afterwards, shuffle this card back in the findings deck. All of these are in the discard pile. Okay, once you finish the exploration, shuffle all exploration and residence cards into their decks. At this moment, you may add as many resources to the findings pile as you wish. You can bring back a total weight of tokens, resources, including the equipment and weapons you brought with you, equal to the total inventory. Right, this guy's good. He can carry everything back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll hand this to you. We're gonna put everything back in here.
He sneaks in.
Yes, he does.
Sneaks back in and puts a little tiara on Bruno's head while he's sleeping. It's a jewelry.
Here, Bruno, is for you. You look very pretty. Okay, so I guess we put him back to the guard space. I don't know, but that's the scavenging part over.
Okay. Meanwhile, in this shelter, someone came in the night to steal our belongings. Night raid. So, choose weapons for the guards. If you possess any weapon tokens in the storage, you may wish to give them to the guards. So you would place a weapon on the guard space. Each character may only wield one weapon.
Well, we only have a shovel.
Well, that, and I don't think because...
Does the shovel even count as a weapon?
Well, that, and because Marco went out scavenging, I'm pretty sure this happens simultaneously.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, Marco's out scavenging, Marvin's the guard, so I'm not sure the shovel would be available because, like, Marco had it.
Okay.
You see what it, because, like, it says meanwhile, so, like, it tells me, like, at the same time that he's out scavenging.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but...
Well, hold on.
It makes more sense to me that, like, you wouldn't be able to just be like, oh, and... I don't know.
So once you finish exploration, shuffle, blah, blah, blah. At this moment, you may add as many resources to the findings pile as you wish. Weight of heavy tokens. Okay, characters with their findings will make their way back to the shelter in the dawn phase.
Yeah.
So
that
there
makes
it
more
is.
Sense to me.
What's his name is still here, and so is
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So
That's what I figured. I was like, there's no way I can just, like, use all of that stuff while he's out scavenging, you know? So no weapons.
Yep, pretty much.
So, choose weapons. Each character may only wield one weapon. Blah, blah, blah. Night Raid. Draw and resolve the top card of the Night Raid deck. Where? Alright. So.
There is unarmed, so you could still rock your fists, basically, even if you don't have a...
I mean, yeah, that's what he's going to have to do. Whoa. That's a lot of numbers.
Hmm.
Oh, I see now. These are... You read what happens. Okay. So... Yeah, draw and resolve the top card of the Night Raids deck, depending on misery. So, Marvin does not have any misery. Is it Marin or Marvin? It's Marin. Oh, I've been saying Marvin this whole time. Okay.
That's fine.
Marvin.
Yeah.
0 to 1 misery. Okay, so I roll a black die.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 2. So 1 to 3, Marin. So I'm going to read 335. Alright. People treasure their possessions now. In the past, they just tossed out anything that broke. I used to have a hard time living. That doesn't make any sense. What's going on? This just doesn't really...
Wait, let me see.
Choose a character currently on guard duty, check their misery, and roll the black die. So Marin's on guard duty. He's 0 misery.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1 to 2, so that means I get script 335. But 335 is just like... It doesn't say anything. So I guess just nothing happens. People treasure their possessions now. In the past, they just tossed out anything that broke. I used to have a hard time living off my job in the workshop. Customers dropped by once or twice a day, mostly people like that old lady. She'd been using the same iron since she was a young bride and the world was brighter, but there were exceptions. Back to game. Like, it's literally just like...
I mean, it is called Memories, so I guess...
Oh, okay, so
I guess that is
just nothing happens and he's just
Bruno sitting there just thinking like,
You
thinking
know,
on the past.
you know, there was this time when a thing happened. Yes.
So
just put that on the bottom of
I
it.
guess nothing happens.
Does it say to just shuffle it back into the Night Raid deck or something, or?
Unresolved the top card of the Night Raids deck. Read below.
Yeah, it says afterwards shuffle this card back into the Night Raids deck. Well, we have resolved it. Marin just had a memory, that's what happened. That could have been a lot worse. Marin was just kind of standing there just remembering a time. I'll take that. Way better than somebody like trying to break in and somebody get killed or they take all our shit.
Yeah, it doesn't say what to do with. Let me.
Too bad we don't have any water though. We could use some water.
Yeah, that would be nice. We have a lot of other stuff.
What's the next phase after Night Raid?
I'm just trying to. It doesn't say what to do with that card.
Well, it said on the card itself. You mean the Night Raid card?
Oh, yeah, so you just shuffle it back
Yeah,
in.
it just says shuffle it back
okay,
in. I already
sorry.
knew that.
I
Yeah.
thought you were asking what to do with it.
No.
I was trying to find. Okay. With each passing night, the situation is getting more grim. Yes, Marin is having more memories. Okay. Crime Wave. During setup, Night Raid and Residence cards with a red corner.
One
We're
time when
set
I
as-
was little boy, I wanted to wear mother's tiara. She wouldn't let me.
See, that's foreshadowing.
Okay, I don't understand what this is
What?
telling me. That Crime Wave portion. I don't quite understand what it's telling me to do there.
Okay. Night Raid and Resident cards with a red corner were set aside. They were. It told me to do that during setup.
Okay.
If there are any of these cards left, shuffle 2 cards in any combination, Night Raid and or Residence, into their corresponding decks. Okay.
So basically, it's just
Yes.
danger. Chances of dangerous things happening is going up.
So we take the dangerous cards that were set aside and we kind of shuffle them and grab 2 of them and then shuffle them into their respective decks, which that makes sense. It is straight up saying, hey, a day has passed and things are more dangerous now. We represent that by putting some new things in. So we've got 1 Night Raid.
So next time we probably won't be so lucky.
2 Night Raids. Adding 2 additional Night Raid cards to the Night Raid deck.
Marin just got raided by old lady memories.
Yeah. It could be a lot worse.
Oh, could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. Alright, so I'm shuffling that. Cool. Alright, so Night Raid, next player, Dawn Phase. Okay, Dawn Phase. Another day of survival we must not give up. So in Dawn, the scavenging party returns. Move all the characters in the scavenging party into the shelter. Place all the tokens, resources they brought back into the storage. So now we bring Marco back to this spot, or the guard spot, I think, and put all this stuff back into storage. He brought all this stuff back with him when he was scavenging. So I can see now, putting somebody out on a scavenging mission will potentially mean you may get a lot more stuff, but that's one less person to potentially guard from bad things happening at night. So, and when you have people do stuff at night, they gain fatigue, and they're going to have to get that fatigue reduced at some point, or they're going to suffer some consequences. So there is that. Okay, so the scavenging party returns. We did that. Assign meds and bandages. If there are any meds, herbal meds, bandages in the storage, you may assign them to the ill wounded. We don't have any illness or wounds. Draw a fate card. Draw and resolve 1 fate card. Ignore the bottom part marked with a die. When a fate card tells you to exchange a location card, remove that card from the game and slide the... Okay, so, Harry. Harry's playing with Connor. Such a cute little guy. Okay, what is this? Okay, fate card says raise the illness of all ill characters who did not take any meds by 1. Heal the wounds of all characters who had bandages by 1. Oh. It says, if cold tokens minus board ups equals 5 or more... Okay, we're at 3 cold. So, no. We don't need to raise the illness. Exchange the nearest medium location? Okay, yeah, it mentioned this. When a fate card tells you to exchange a location card, remove that card from the game. So it says medium location and or the one that we were just... Wait, a medium location? Oh, okay. I see. We've got 2 small and a medium. The warehouse. Okay. So we remove the warehouse from the game. Remove that card from the game, then slide the remaining location cards down so that the far space is empty. Finally draw a new location card from the location deck and place it on the far space. Okay, so we put this one out, slide these down, take out a new one. Boom. It's Old Town. Okay. Resolve weight tokens. We don't have any of those. Resolve spirit on all character cards. Spirit. Okay, for Marion, his spirit says habit, discard 1 coffee from the storage or raise... Okay, well, Marin has some misery now.
Yeah, well...
If Marin is miserable, level 2 or 3 raises illness by 1. Okay, so his misery is at 1. Okay. Let's see. Spirit for Bruno. Habit. Discard 1. Yeah, we don't have any cigarettes, so his misery goes up by 1 too. Harry, what's going on, buddy? Misery 1 for... Oh wait, he's already at 1 misery, so we actually raised that by 2. His misery is at 2. I'm guessing it says... Let's see.
Bruno definitely, I think there's some stuff to do with.
If Bruno is hungry, level 2 or 3, raise his misery by 1. If Bruno is wounded... Okay. And Spirit for Marco says if any character in the group is hungry, level 3, raise Marco's misery by 1. So that doesn't happen. If Marco is ill, lowers his illness by 1. Okay. Alright. I guess Marco's good. Like, nobody's super hungry, so. Alright. Let's see here. Afterwards, shuffle. Can you shuffle this card back in the fake deck, please?
Certainly.
Think we resolved that. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to pass it to you, and you draw a narrative action card, and then after that, you pass it back to me. Right there.
Okay, another day of survival. We must not give up. Dawn. Oh wait. Didn't you just do Dawn?
I think we're currently in Dawn.
Yeah. Draw 2 narrative action cards. Read them and choose 1. We do Secret Storage. Play at the beginning of the night, rated phase, place any 3 tokens/resources from the storage on this card. They are ignored when the night raid damage is resolved. Or, like a mouse, play during the scavenging phase. Instead of rolling for the noise, set the noise marker to 1. What do you think? You can either have a little secret spot to hide stuff, hide 3 things if we get raided.
That sounds like
Or-
a good one since we don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty vulnerable now since, like, we only have 3 guys, they're not all doing all that great, and we have, like, no weapons.
Yeah. Okay. Mouse one sounds nice, but you are correct, I think.
Yep.
So secret storage.
Okay.
Like that. I will shuffle the other one back into the deck. And then I think now I pass it back to you.
Okay.
I think we're supposed to place that somewhere. It should say. It says on the card.
Probably just right here.
Oh.
That should be fine.
So is there a limit to how much stuff we can store?
I don't think there is, no.
Because I see something over here. It says storage times 5.
I'm not sure what that is. Not sure what that is yet.
Well,
What I do know is we made it through the journal. It's got a few notes on the bottom here. Alcohol may be used before or after resolving a fate card. Discard it from the storage. Moonshine, raise one chosen character's fatigue by 2 and lower their misery by 1. Wow. Moonshine makes you feel pretty fucking good.
I mean, yeah.
Oh wait, no. Drinking alcohol raises your fatigue,
Yeah, that
but it
makes
lowers
sense.
your misery.
That makes sense. I knew there had to be a catch.
100% alcohol is basically the same, but it has less of an impact on your fatigue. Yeah.
So if it's just straight,
Which is weird, right?
yeah.
You would think, like,
You just get absolutely hammered drinking just pure ethanol, and somehow it makes you less tired than like a beer.
I don't know. Well, moonshine
Well,
is not a beer.
You're right. You're right.
But anyway, Death Among Us. At the end of the dawn phase, check if any character died or abandoned the group today. If the answer is yes, roll the black die and compare the result with each character's empathy. On a result equal to or less than their empathy, raise their misery by 2. Well, we don't need to do that because everybody's good. Nobody died and nobody left. Start a new day, see the morning phase. Okay. Save. At this moment, you may save the state of the game and pack it into the box. Then you may return to it whenever you wish by setting it up and jumping right. That's kind of neat. C10 in the book of scripts. Okay. And then there's a combat sheet. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. That one card was talking about, like, backstab. So there's particular combat stuff for things. Yeah, in the very end. Okay. Oh, there's also a trade sheet at the very end as well. Trading is an action available on some location, visitor, residence cards, and scripts. It enables you to exchange your tokens, the one in the findings pile during scavenging, or the ones in the storage when a visitor comes to the shelter. 4 different tokens. Any available in the pool of a given... Okay, so that's kind of cool. So we may be able to trade some of our stuff for other things that we need more. Then you can exchange the tokens by discarding your tokens of a total value equal to or higher than the value of the tokens you want to buy. Water, wood, and components cannot be bought or sold and are never part of a trade. Oh, okay. That's cool because we totally need some water.
Yeah, water.
Water would be
might
nice.
come in handy. There may be a benefit to us having some water.
Okay, so in the morning, a new day begins. We draw and resolve the top card from the events deck. Do not forget to add the cold tokens to the cold space on the board as described on the revealed event card. Okay. So the next event card. Oh, 3 more cold tokens. So now we're up to 6.
Maybe we should build a stove. I saw there was a heater.
We do have a crude stove.
Well, no, but there's like a heater.
There's also supposed to be like boards we can board up, I guess. One card mentioned like subtract boarded up spaces by cold tokens or something like that.
Yeah, I did. There is something about boards. I think the boards also help with raids.
Oh, okay.
It like reduces the damage you take if you have like boarded stuff boarded up.
So more cold, but it also says airdrop. If no character went scavenging during the previous night, and they did, add the following tokens. Oh no!
So would we have gotten more stuff if we just stayed in?
We would have gotten 2 canned food, 3 cigarettes, and 1 meds.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's okay.
I'm guessing it just got colder and we missed an airdrop.
Well,
All right.
hey, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be worse.
We have medicine and food.
Yeah.
No water.
Well.
Well.
Wow, I think we're maxed out on the coal. Wait, nope, there's one more. We are basically maxed out on the coal. 6. What are you doing, Harry? Yes, it just got more colder.
No, I'm sorry, bud. I don't have any toys over here. Oh, my hand is not.
Okay, army deals. Okay, this stays here. This gets removed from the game. Okay, so I hand this back to you now, and you start the day actions.
Day. Okay. New day begins. Outside is an outgoing conflict and sniper bullets for us. We cannot leave the safety of our shelter, but there are improvements to be made. We should make this place feel more like home. We can use beds, a stove, or even a radio, but first we'll need to clear some space. Hopefully we might find something useful in the road. Okay. So yeah, each character perform 3 actions, or less, depending on,
Yeah, we should definitely be.
only 1 character per fitting shelter card, except for.
Here's something cool though. One option that we have is we can move characters down here, down to this space, and it's saying there's an action here called poke about.
Yes.
So any number of characters at the same time, roll
Right.
the black die for each character placed here and add the following to the storage. So this is an easy way to like get like wood and components basically. So the more characters we have, the more we can roll the die, and the more stuff we might be able to get by like poking about down here. So that is one thing that we could do.
Gonna say
I do need some water. though.
yeah, I was gonna say wood can wait. We need water. We need water and warmth.
Well,
We do have warm clothes. What do the warm clothes help with?
I think our problem right now is we have access to one heap that can be searched. But we have closed doors and well there is
We
some
do have a lockpick.
No we don't.
Oh.
Because we used it to open that closed door at that place and it said to discard it basically.
Oh, that's fun.
So we'll have to get another one some kind of way.
Yeah, we probably should have saved that.
So I think you can make tools if you have like some kind of a workbench or something.
But
which
we'd have to make a workbench.
Yeah. So we could look into what is required for some of the things that we could get.
Well, first things first.
We definitely don't have enough wood for a bed. There is a metal workshop that takes 5 components and 3 wood. We don't have enough for that. There's a reinforced door. How you doing, buddy? Yes, if we have a metal workshop, we can make things like lockpicks, shovels, and saw blades. We could also make a knife or a hatchet. So we could make basic weapons and tools if we have a metal workshop. That is something to consider. And we can get components in wood by just poking about down here, basically. So we could have a couple people do that to make enough to like make something. There's also reinforced door. I think we do have mechanical and electrical parts. We would just need components and wood to do that. I'm guessing a reinforced door makes it harder it helps us for night raids basically, I would think. We could build a chair. There's a chair you could build. Radio, bed.
So for now,
Yeah.
what can I get to if I choose to do something? Which
Well, we could go. You could go outside.
no. What can I do inside?
Because you already know that's risky.
What can I do inside?
Inside, there's a new idea space. You can choose 2 cards from the ideas deck and put them into the fittings deck.
Do we have? Where's the ideas deck?
Oh, I think I understand now. Can you hand me the journal?
Sure. Are we not supposed to have all of those fittings available at once?
I think so. Place the fittings card with. What?
I don't know. I'm confused.
I am too. Because it says new idea. Choose 2 cards from the ideas deck and put them into the fittings deck. But when it says distribute cards on the board, it says place the fittings card with a green corner. And that's like all of them.
Well, no.
What do you mean now?
A lot of them have, or they're like red corner, like orange.
Okay, I guess I'm colorblind then. Can you?
Yes,
Can
that's
you-
right. You are. I forgot that. It's like, no, those are definitely like 50-50.
So it says put the fittings card with a green corner on the fitting space.
Okay, so all of the red ones are like upgrades. So all like, well, not all of them, but
So I'm assuming that the crude stove was a basic green one then, right?
yeah, that's a green one.
Okay, so we did that. So I guess put all the upgrades on the ideas space.
Interesting.
And-
Well, they're not all upgrades. Some of them are just. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I guess you're gonna have to figure out a way to differentiate the two if you play on your own.
Okay,
I forgot that you were colorblind.
yeah, kind of, sort of.
It happens. It's okay.
Okay,
common.
so these
Those are the green ones.
those
yeah.
are the actual
That's
fittings.
what's available for us right now. We have to go to the idea space if we want to get the other ones.
So ideas. So this is a thing we could do if we want new stuff to expand the shelter. We don't really need that right now. Other than this, or go outside, you could go to the stove to. Well, you can't because we don't have any water basically. We could do the poke about thing. That can get us more wooden components to. I definitely think this is something that we should do because I think a metal workbench would be great because then we could make the stuff that we need, like lockpicks and stuff. Because we do need lockpicks to get into these closed doors. We can use the shovel on this thing though, on this rubble, and we might be able to find stuff in that. So somebody can go up here with the shovel and dig through this stuff. Maybe the other two people, or at least one person, could go down here and look for stuff, and maybe we luck out and get like 4 wood and components. That would be, if we luck out, we get like enough wooden components to be able to make like the metal workbench, and then the other person could do that. So how does that sound?
Okay.
Okay, so I think I have the journal, so I can.
Well, I had it.
Oh, you had it. So
we were just doing questioning stuff.
you do the first action then.
Yeah.
Choose who you want to go to do the first thing. Okay, I kind of need to go to the restroom. I'm going to pause. Okay, y'all, we're back.
All right.
I went to the bathroom.
Well, I am going to have Bruno. I think that's Bruno.
Yes.
Okay, Bruno's gonna take the shovel, and he's gonna go dig through that rubble at the top of the ladder.
Okay, so we'll put him up there. Bruno
He's got
should have
three-
all three actions,
three
so he
actions.
can go up here. And I think with 2 actions, he can, see how there's a little hand that says dig through, requires a shovel or 2 characters. So 1 is dig through this, and then with 2 actions, you can dig through the rubble remnants, and then you would remove this card from the game. So then you have 1 action left up here.
What do we find digging through the rubble? Anything?
Nothing.
Oh. So that was. Oh, I thought I was gonna find something.
Nope. We just removed this card from the game. Since there was no. So I remember when I removed this, I found stuff because there was like furniture just beyond it. And so I was able to search that and get something. So,
I guess I shouldn't have done that.
I mean, it's not terrible because now this is gone and we have removed the rubble.
Yeah, but until we get a lockpick, we can't really
Yeah.
do anything. I probably would have gone over here instead if I knew.
He has 1 action left. You could still have him go to the heap and search it.
I'm gonna have him go to the heap and search it.
All right. So So he takes the shovel over there, and we flip the heap. And it says, oh, okay, cool. We gain a lockpick, 2 components, and 5 wood. Nice. That's like a lot of good stuff.
I was hoping for some water, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Let's see. Lockpick.
Another thing we might want to consider building is there is a rainwater collector, which we have a filter that it does require. I think that might be.
We do need water.
I think that might be.
We have a crude stove.
We can do food. We need water.
Yes.
I think.
I agree.
It's early in the game. I think we should get our priorities as
Yes.
to.
Middle workbench would be nice, but we can't eat lockpicks. We can't drink them.
Yes.
So
that is 5 components, 1 mechanical part, 1 filter, and 2 wood.
Okay, so
Do we have 5 components? I don't think so.
we have 4 of them.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hand this over to you because Bruno's turn is over. So maybe we have one person go poke about for some components.
Yeah, we have 2 other people, so we could have one of them poke about, and as long as we can get 1 component, the other person,
Could
or even
build.
that person could potentially.
As long as they have enough actions left, yeah.
Yeah, so we could do Marin.
Who has 2?
Yeah, I'll do Marin and have him go down here to poke about. So we'll roll the die and see how many things he can find down there. So it's a 3. That means 1 of each wood and component. So that
works.
That is something. We only needed 1 component, right?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. So since he went down there and found that, now where's the? Okay, build a rainwater collector. So I think we could maybe place this. Okay, so you said 5 components, 1 mechanical part, 1 filter, and 2 wood.
Do we have a mechanical part?
We should.
We have an electrical part. Weapon part. I don't know if we have a mechanical part.
Oh shit. We might have used it for a crude stove.
Yeah, I don't think we can build this yet. You might need to go search some more before we can actually do that.
Yeah. All
Can
right.
we go up to that heap, or is that blocked off?
Sort of. We did find that lockpick, so we could.
That is true.
We can choose which door to use it on. So basically,
I'd say
like,
this one.
yeah, because there's no rubble in the way. If this guy goes up there and uses his final action to just
I
pick
would
the
do
lock, another person could go to furniture and maybe find something.
I would do that.
Oh, and if we have access to up here, you can like place a new fitting way the heck up there or something.
Yeah, well, let's do it. You want him to go pick that lock?
Just looking to see how this works. So when we do get a rainwater collector, this is what the weight tokens are for, I guess. Rainwater collector, you put that down. To collect water, you place a weight token here. When weight tokens are resolved, you roll the black die and consult the table below, adding that amount of water to the storage. So it accrues weight tokens, and then we roll a die for like RNG to see how much water we actually get from the rainwater collector, basically. All right. So yeah, this guy, he did poke about. so he can move back up here to try and pick the closed door. So we're taking the lockpick. Okay, it requires a lockpick. Okay, yeah, I think I just take the lockpick, put him up here. Yeah, it's not saying I need to roll a die or anything. Like I can just go to the closed door. Picking the lock is an action. It requires a lockpick, and I can just flip it over, and it says.
I wonder if you only need a die when you're like out.
Maybe.
Scavenging. Because in here, you basically don't really have to worry about like time or making noise or.
Yeah. Okay, so he has lockpick. He got rid of the door, and we got one component and one wood from just picking that door.
Oh. Hey. I'll take it.
This card from the game. Okay. So now, this guy has two actions. We could send him up to now look at that furniture that we have revealed. To see if... Wait, what were we... We were missing mechanical parts, right? Yeah, we've got plenty of components and wood. So let's go up here and search the furniture. And we got mechanical part. Hey! We gain one raw food that was just kind of chilling out in there, I guess.
Okay.
Mechanical part. We get sugar and wood. Okay. We now have us some sugar. And one more wood. Cool. Alright, add these to storage and remove this card from the game. Okay, so that was one thing that he did. So now we can have him build
that.
a new fitting. Okay, so might as well be right where he is. And we need one filter, one mechanical part, 5 components. Filter,
Any
2
wood?
wood? Yeah, 2 wood. Okay, cool.
Should be it.
So with all that, then he built this. So that exists up there now. And that was all the things that we could do. At least we have a rainwater collector here now. We haven't been able to use it yet per se, but we have it. All right. Early game, it might be best to try and get maybe
So what are
that.
weight tokens?
Oh, they're in here. They're kind of like the cold tokens. They look like this, and so they just represent time, and you plop them down for
Oh.
something like that.
It says
Basically.
place a weight token here.
Yeah, but that's if you have an action to like collect water. So he had to use 2 actions, one to search the furniture, and then another to like build the rainwater collector.
Okay.
So since he has 1 fatigue, he's only got 2 actions basically.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just
Yeah.
didn't know how it worked.
Well, now you do. So I think all our characters have done all the things for the day actions. So now, it is dusk, And now we're taking a hit because we don't have any water. We got food, we just don't have any water, basically.
Nope.
Nobody's drinking water now, so that means we have to roll a die for everybody.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's also really cold and we don't have anything for that. Okay. Although we do have, don't worry, we have drugs and warm clothes, so we are good,
We're good.
on that.
All good.
Yeah. Okay, Marin gets a 9, so raising his misery by 1. Marin is now at 2 misery. If Marin is miserable level 2 or 3, raise his illness by 1.
Oh.
So he is now at illness level 1.
Okay.
The heck is... Come on, where's Come on, it's moving somewhere. Serious? Yeah, I see illness 3. Where is illness 1 and 2? Oh my gosh. There it is. He is on illness 1.
There's a lot of tokens to keep track of for this.
Yes. Marin is down to 1 action. Hooray. Okay, so that was him, and then we roll for Bruno. He got a 5, so that means we raise his hunger by 1. Okay, so that reduces him by 1
More
action.
hungry because he didn't get any water.
Yep. Be that way sometimes. Marco got a 4, so his hunger is also raised by 1. Okay.
Do we consume any food or anything?
It also says, oh wait, this is spirit. This is, I went through all this, and no, this is spirit that we check at a certain point. So his illness is not up to that just yet. But we have raised misery and hunger for these people because no water. So there's that. That was dusk. We also need to resolve hunger, so we do have food is a thing that we do have. So we can use canned food for. Well, no, we don't really need canned food for anybody because we only have 2 people at hunger level 2, so each of those people would be good if they ate 1 raw food.
So consume 2 raw food, basically.
Yeah. Yes, but if we only do that, the person that doesn't eat, their hunger is going to go up by 1 as well. So we probably want 3 raw food, and then we're good on everybody, and we reduce the hunger of the people that are hungry.
Okay.
All right, so we throw out all this raw food, meaning we are now kind of low on food.
Yes, we have 1 canned food and some sugar. So we need to go out and find some food.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna toss all this, but we do. Yep, you did that. Cool. One of these 2 guys, Marin and/or Marco, is probably gonna wanna sleep so we can reduce their fatigue.
Yes. I must say Bruno should go out. He slept last night.
He did. Someone would want. We could have Marco guard and have Marin go to sleep.
Yeah.
We
And then
could
the
do
next
that.
night Marco can sleep. Yeah.
Okay, so we did dusk, so I'm gonna give this to you, and then you check out evening. What do we do on evening?
Alright, so assign each character one of the 4 available tasks. Well, 3 available because we don't have any beds.
Yep.
So, what did we say? Marvin's on guard duty, Bruno's gonna go scavenge, and Marco's gonna sleep.
Yeah, so Marco goes down to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
And
Bruno is gonna go to the scavenging area. Should we give him anything besides the shovel? I don't think we have anything to give him really.
well, he has the shovel. We can. I think we should still have the lockpick. We can give him the lockpick as well.
Oh, you don't consume that when you use it?
Not for picking that door, no.
Okay. Do we want to give him the drugstore
Good.
for trading? It's 0 weight.
I think warm clothes would be a good thing to hang on to.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have him take warm clothes with him. And then, yeah, I think that's it.
Could take the jewelry too. That's 0 weight.
Yeah, we're not using it.
The jewelry.
Yeah, it's Bruno. He's got to have his tiara.
He does actually. That's right. It's just still on his. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
still
just
on his
still
head.
on his head. It never left.
Okay, so we put him and all this stuff in the findings area here. Okay, so this man is guarding. This man is sleeping. Cool. We made those decisions. Now what?
Scavenge.
We go back to the scavenging. All right, so we're gonna play this just like we did last time. Choose one of the 3 available locations and move all the characters taking part in the scavenging onto it. Note the rule on the red space of the location card if there is one. Okay. So we could go. We could go back to the quiet house. We could do that. We could also go to the ruined block of flats. Is there a place? Yeah, water is not listed on special findings for like any of these places. Although we might get coffee if we go to the ruined block of flats. And we know we have at least one person that has a habit that requires coffee. So that might be good. We might want to try the ruined block of flats. And it says return 2 exploration cards to have a look around the area C601. Okay. That's kind of cool. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go here. We're going to the ruined block of flats. All right. So place the noise marker on space 1 of the noise track. And no, we do not have any weapons. Do have equipment. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just like last time, we're gonna shuffle this up a little bit again. And take the top 12 to start with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So you put these in the unknown pile, and the rest of these in here, and we have this secret storage, which could come in handy for the night raid phase. Place any 3 tokens resources from the storage on this card. Okay, so now I get it. We can put this card in storage and choose 3 things that we really don't want to lose. So I'm thinking probably meds, canned food, and warm clothes? What do you think?
Sure.
Alright, let's put those 3 things on there, and that way if there's like any damage from the night raid, we do not lose these important things. Yep, so there is that. Now also there's exploration, so we just sort of resolve one at a time. Okay, so first one is map card. Check the current location for bars. Nope, we just have basement entrance and closed door. So that's a discard. You may ignore this card or return 2 exploration cards to place it on the exploration slot and use it anytime. Okay, so it's the hiding place.
Right.
Do you want to set up a hiding place by getting rid of 2 exploration cards?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, we will get rid of 2 exploration cards. Drop the next one, and it says, I think I saw something. Return as many exploration cards as you wish and roll the black die. Add the number of the returned exploration cards to the result. So if we draw a 1 or 5, we draw and resolve a residence card. We can choose to get rid of some of these exploration cards to make it a little more likely that we avoid an encounter here. Do you want to get rid of some of these exploration cards, maybe?
Sure.
How many would you want to get rid of? Like maybe 1 or 2?
2.
Let's get rid of 2. Okay, so if we get rid of 2, then we can add 2 to the die as we roll it. Yeah, that's a 9, so we missed that. Okay, so we throw that in there. Someone's here. Raise the noise by 3. Okay. So we can either raise the noise by 3 or just straight up end the exploration. Might as well raise the noise by 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Door. Peek through the keyhole. Return 1 exploration card to look at the next card from the unknown deck. Or enter. Raise the noise by 1 or roll for the noise.
What do you think?
Well, I think this is saying we can burn 1 exploration card to just sort of look at the next card from the unknown deck and just see what it is. Or we can just straight up enter by increasing the noise by 1 and then draw the next card. I say we raise the noise by 1.
Okay.
Raise the noise to 5. We discard this. Now we look at this one It says map card. Check the current location for rubble. Yes, we have rubble. Bars. We don't have bars, but we do have rubble. So rubble dig through requires a shovel. Return 1 exploration card, raise the noise by 1, and roll for the noise. After digging through, add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck. Draw and resolve. Oh gosh. Yeah, we need to dig through this rubble. Okay, so to dig through the rubble, we return 1 exploration card. Does that mean we put 1 back, or we take 1 from here? No, I think it means we put 1 back. Yeah, I think there's only 1 left.
Well.
But, so we raise the noise by 1 and we roll 4 noise. We already raised it by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. And then can roll for noise. After digging through, we add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck, and we resolve 2 findings cards. Keep chart. Okay, so we got a 2. So if it's, I think if it's equal to or less, a thing happens? Yeah, an encounter is immediately triggered. Draw and resolve the top card from the Resonance deck. After resolving the Resonance card, resume scavenging. You might still meet someone else. Okay. So basically we draw from the Resonance deck. Civilians. It turns out that there are miserable looking people hiding in here, mostly the elderly, women, and children. Should be an easy fight then. Anyway. I know. I don't like it. No. Place this card on the exploration slot. Until you leave this location, whenever you take anything from an exploration card marked as private, roll the black die and compare the result with the empathy of each character present. A result equal to or less than a basically we'd be stealing shit from these.
Yes, we're gonna be stealing from old women and children, basically.
Yeah. So a result equal to or less than a character's empathy, raise their misery by 1. You may return 1 exploration card to talk to them, see 1, 2, 3, or trade with them, see 993. Okay, so we put this here, and then
do we want to talk to them?
well, we'll put a pin in this.
Okay.
We have dug through the rubble, so we now also get 5 additional exploration cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get some of this stuff back that we burned. And we also get to draw and resolve 2 finding cards from the heap chart. So the first one says a book and 2 mechanical parts, and we also get to roll for special findings. So we get a book, 2 mechanical parts, 1 and 2. Okay, put this in here. And we get to roll for special findings. We get 8. That is a vegetable. We get a vegetable. Okay, and as we've got 1, 2. He is at 3 so far. So he's got 2 more slots, basically, at this point. So that was 1. Now we get to look at another one. Shuffle this card back into the finding stack. This one now says we get an electrical part, a filter, and a shell. We have precisely 1 shotgun shell for a shotgun. We don't have you.
Well, hey,
That's something.
you know,
So we get a shell, and we get an electrical part and a filter. Here's the, okay, the electrical part will take up another slot. And what about the, okay. I think he's full up if he takes all this stuff. Because you got the 2 mechanical parts and the shovel and the electrical part and the filter. And we have 1 shell. And now we also get to roll for special findings. And 6 is coffee. We found coffee. Okay.
hey, you
That's-
need that, right?
We kind of do, because that one guy kind of needs coffee or he'll get really cranky.
Yes. The only thing we need is cigarettes, right?
Yeah. So in theory, we could keep going to find more stuff. We could always trade some of the stuff that we have with
Well, how
these.
much weight is all of that taking up?
We're at capacity because we've got 2 mechanical parts, an electrical part, a filter, and a shovel. And he can. Oh, wait a minute.
Bruno can only carry 3 things.
Oh no.
3 weight. Yeah, I was thinking like, wait, this is way too much stuff.
Oh no. So we'll have to. We'll probably have to dump some things then. So I'm thinking maybe the filter and one of the mechanical. Well, what? How about the filter and the electrical part? Because we already have like 3 electrical parts.
Yeah, we.
Probably don't need another filter anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something that uses it, but
So we'll
we don't need
keep.
it right now.
We'll keep the electrical parts. Alright, so there's that, and we could still keep going, because we could always be finding things that don't take up space, and we
could go
also,
try and trade.
We could.
I would do that.
So basically we would burn one of these exploration cards, and then we would look in the book of scripts at like 993 to see what our trading options are. So we might as well do that.
Okay.
So turn to 993.
Alright, you may buy any of these tokens. See journal, trade sheet. So find the trade sheet in the journal.
Oh, right. Trade sheet in the journal. Trade sheet. I mean, all it says for trade sheet is trading is an action available on some location visitor resident cards and scripts. It enables you to exchange your tokens, the ones in the findings pile during scavenging, or the ones, yeah, okay. Before the trade begins, you must pay the trade commission first. It means
Trade
you.
commission on this is 0.
Okay, so we don't need to do that. for the total value depicted in the trade description of a given card script. Then you can exchange the tokens by discarding your tokens of a total value equal to or higher than the value of the tokens that you want to buy. Each token has a value shown in the yellow icon X. Yeah, so what? This isn't telling me anything. What does that say?
So red, any broken weapon, ammo, weapon parts. Yellow, herbal meds, herbs, chems. Gray, books, mechanical parts, electrical parts, saw blade, shovel. Green, coffee, sugar, cigarettes, moonshine.
Can I see that?
Yeah, that's just what it says. It says to see the journal, and then it just lists different colors and the corresponding stuff.
Which one are we looking at again?
993. So you told me to look at it.
Okay.
Doesn't really explain.
Okay, I get it. I get it now. All right. So basically, we can trade whatever we have here for whatever we want from here, and we don't have to pay a commission for it.
Right.
So we could exchange like that jewelry and the drugstore stuff that we brought. That would give us 40 points, and we could stock up on some of the stuff that we kind of need.
I'm cool with that, yeah.
Especially cigarettes would be nice.
For Bruno.
Yeah.
Did it say water? Can we get water?
No, unfortunately not.
Can we get food?
We can get food, yes.
We need food. We have the rainwater collector, so waters can wait. Food, we can't make ourselves.
Although, really, no, we can't get food. Because it lists the things that you can trade from the various categories. And so for green, which is normally food, we could get coffee, sugar, cigarettes, or moonshine. That's what we can trade for.
Well,
we could also... Oh my gosh, a saw blade. That
would come in handy.
That might... Do we have... Okay, we currently have 2... We could trade 1... What's a saw blade? Oh, a saw blade doesn't even have a weight. And it's 5.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if we start with just the jewelry, that's 10. So that gives us a saw blade, and we still have 5 points left. So we could get like 2 cigarettes and maybe is it coffee? I think it's a coffee. Yeah, we could get coffee. So that's 5 plus 3 is 8. And we could get a moonshine is 3. Could get another coffee. Guess that's 9. Okay, so if we trade in, oh, that's not bad. If we trade in the jewelry, we can get 3 cigarettes, 2 coffee, and a saw blade. That'd be kind of cool. So those 2 guys would be set for at least a couple of turns. And we would have a saw blade, which would mean we could go at like bars and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. So we're taking the jewelry and we're burning that in the trade. We still have the drugs for 30, and we could also trade for herbal meds, herbs, and or chems. It says herbal meds, herbs. What's herbs? Herbs are just 1. Herbal meds are just 6. Any broken weapon, ammo, and weapon parts. We could get us a broken weapon.
We do have one weapon part over here too.
Broken shotgun is 8. Broken pistol is 5. Weapon parts are 2. Broken assault rifle is 8. These broken weapons take up space, though. They're like 2 spaces weight-wise. So he doesn't really. Even the weapon parts are like 1.
Yeah.
And so we'd have to give up like mechanical parts. I kind of think maybe.
And even then, you know what?
What?
We would have to build a metal workshop and then get the idea to make a gunsmith workshop
Okay.
before we could even fix any of those weapons.
Okay.
So that's going to be.
I think we're done trading for now.
Yeah, because broken assault rifle and 2 weapon parts would equal an assault. Yeah. It's
I think we did a fairly good trade.
that's kind of
Because we got rid of those useless jewels, and Bruno is sad now because he doesn't have his tiara anymore. But
yeah, it's okay.
you know, whatever. It's like, relax, Bruno. We got a saw blade and all kinds of goodies. So that was cool.
What are you talking about, Bruno? Bruno is ecstatic. We got cigarettes.
Yes, we did. All right, so we'll draw the next exploration thing. It says you may ignore this card or hideout. We already have we have a hiding place. Hideout, return as many exploration cards as you wish and lower the noise by the same amount. There's only 4 exploration cards left though. So we could just ignore this and keep going. We might as well ignore this. Next one says map card. Basement entrance? Yes, there is a basement entrance. So we can enter, raise the oh gosh, this sounds like a terrible idea. We would be maxing out noise, and then we would have to roll for noise, and we would almost certainly have to draw another resonance card.
I'm gonna say do it.
What?
Do it. Do the terrible idea.
Okay, fine.
We only got about 20 minutes left anyway. We're not gonna finish this.
Why not? Let's fuck around and find out. Alright. So let's roll for it. And we do get a 3. So yeah, we draw a resonance card. And it says homeless. A wreck of a human being begs you for some food. If you give him by discarding from the findings pile, well, we do have a vegetable.
Good.
Green/yellow tokens with a total value of 5 or more. Roll the black die and compare the result with the empathy of each character present, which is
Bruno.
yeah.
He's got pretty low empathy, if I remember. Two.
Yeah.
2.
It's 2.
He don't care.
Roll the black die and compare the result with the result equal to or less than a character's empathy. Lower their misery by 1.
No, he doesn't have 2 misery.
It's weird that giving the homeless person food.
It makes you feel good.
Oh, right. Lower their misery by 1.
Yeah. Feeding the homeless. You did a good deed.
It would. So this could potentially lower his misery. Potentially.
Potentially.
There's a small
Chef,
chance.
Chef Bruno over there.
If you do not give him the tokens and you have them in the findings pile, roll the black die and compare the result with. Okay, so we could give him nothing and maybe it's fine. Or give him something and maybe lower his misery.
What do you mean maybe it's fine? Like, is he gonna attack us?
No, it doesn't say anything about that. It just says that Bruno will get sad, possibly, if we don't give him something,
okay.
but we could.
Now I feel bad. We gotta give him something.
Because it straight up just describes this person as a wreck of a human being that is begging us for food. Definitely not a savage combatant.
Yeah, we should probably give him something.
I mean, we do have a vegetable for exactly 5 points.
Well, let's give him them veggies.
Okay, so we can
Good for his
just
health.
burn this, and then we roll a die. Let's see, and compare the result with the empathy equal to or less. And yeah, his empathy is 2, so odds are this is not really going to positively affect him. It was an 8. Like you said, he doesn't care.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah. So we lost a veggie for
No reason.
kinda nothing.
Bruno just like throws the vegetable at his head.
Yeah,
And walks away,
basically
smoking a cigarette.
Yes. Okay, so afterwards remove this card from the game. Okay. So next exploration card says Reality Impact. Something unexpected has happened. Draw a card from the colors deck to determine the color of the script.
Blue.
Okay, so it says blue. So that's 841.
Do you have the script book? I don't have it.
Yes.
Okay.
841. "841 says, Mom, is that you? We
Oh,
enter.
no.
We enter carefully. The floor is covered with broken glass and scattered items. We don't want to make any noise. The voice is coming from inside a big wardrobe in the next room. Then someone starts singing quietly. We have to be careful. This could be a trap. We walk up to the wardrobe, C1457. So I guess we have 2 choices. We could check it out, or we could just get the heck out of here. I'm assuming you want to check it out.
Yeah, why not?
Why the fuck
Let's
not?
go. Let's go check on the little kid in the wardrobe.
Let's zip on over to 1457. And that says we open the wardrobe, ready to fend off a surprise attack. A teenage boy with Down syndrome sits in the corner. He looks scared but still smiles at us.
Aw.
Did you bring my mom? She told me not
Aw.
to come out until she comes back. Something bad probably happened to
Mom.
Yeah, probably.
The boy must have been here alone for a long time. There's a lot of dust on the furniture. We take him with us, C382. We leave the kid here. I'm guessing you want to take him with us.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the right thing to do.
yeah, like
We don't
I'm not
have.
gonna leave the little boy with
Yeah.
Down syndrome and
Yeah.
war-torn house.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. All right.
Bruno might. I wouldn't.
382. We dressed the boy in the clothes we found in the wardrobe and led him toward the exit. On the way out, he pointed to a cupboard in the kitchen. It's where they store their food. We put
See?
several cans in our bags and gave him a chocolate bar. We try to occupy him with something in order to distract him from the destruction around. We ask him his name and what games he likes to play. The boy following us sadly, walking with his head down, holding the chocolate bar in his hand. We walk outside. We have to be extremely cautious. Someone could spot us here. We didn't even manage to react when the boy jumped away from us and disappeared into the bushes by the house. We could hear his footsteps and his joyful laughter, but we couldn't see him anywhere. Then it was quiet. We tried looking for him, but finally we had to give up and go on our way. Add 2 canned food to the findings pile.
Well, now I feel better because we just stole his food, basically.
Also, the canned food takes up space.
Oh, that's a problem.
So what we have to do is decide, do we leave this behind or do we dump some of the mechanical parts?
What do you think?
We could dump 1 mechanical part to take 1 canned food.
We should probably take at least 1 canned food.
Okay. We'll dump 1 canned food, 1 mechanical part, and take 1 canned food. What we could also do is just, I think, at any point you can just end the exploration. I'm pretty sure you don't have to turn over all the exploration cards. Night raid, scavenging. After each resolved card. Oh, we're supposed to like keep whatever. Although, yeah, all it's really saying is resolve these cards one after the other. So we kind of have to keep going. Yeah, we kind of have to.
Yeah,
we,
we'll keep going.
we
then.
can't
That's fine.
just. I think we could only end the exploration like if like the exploration card tells us that we could. Tough luck. Roll for the noise. Okay.
Okay.
It's a 5, so we're pulling from the residents.
Well,
It's just the civilians again.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so basically nothing happens. Okay, let's see. 1 left says stairs up. We look for another. We might as well just end exploration.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ending exploration. We're gonna put all this stuff back in the decks, and then we head on over to the night raid. Here you go, cuz.
Alright. Draw and resolve the top card from the Night Raid deck. Raging Gang.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that.
you get 5 wounds, and any 8 tokens are damaged, starting with the most expensive ones.
Jesus Christ, what?
Afterwards, shuffle this card back into the Night Raids deck.
5?
It doesn't even give me an option to, like, fight back. I don't...
I mean, it's not like we have a weapon or anything like that.
Yeah.
Let me see what it says.
I don't think I can fight back. Unless those little circles at the bottom with entries mean something next to them.
Okay. I'm guessing these wounds would have to be split amongst the people that are still
There?
here.
Yeah, because Bruno's not there, so like,
Yeah. So that would mean somebody gets 2 and somebody gets 3?
Mm.
That's not great.
No, how many wounds can you get total?
Let me see what the my rate thing says here. Okay, it says damage, the amount of stolen tokens, resources that must be discarded from the storage. So there are some things that are safe that won't get damaged, but we have to remove any 8 tokens, starting with the most expensive ones.
What's the value for wood? Is there a value on that?
All it
it's
says,
not really a token, is it?
yeah, all it says is like 8 tokens, starting with the most expensive ones. So that would be sugar.
Yeah, that would be all our tokens because we don't have 8.
All right. Well, we get rid of all of those.
Yay!
Hooray! Oh, we've only just started.
We've only just begun.
Yes, the pain has only just begun. Let's see, sugar. Man, this game's tough.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be.
Okay, wounds. Somebody, we might as well say that Marco, well, let's see, Marin takes 3 wounds because he was on guard duty, and let's see, and that effectively puts both of them completely out of action. They can't do anything.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Great.
Yay!
Well, at least we still have our meds and some canned food and warm clothes.
Do you wanna call that a game? It's almost about 11.
Yeah, I might as well call it. Cause the turn's almost over now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mission accomplished. We tried it out. We got the feel for it.
We came close to, but did not die.
Yep. And I'm gonna imagine. Let me look up here. We're at almost 3 hours anyway.
Yeah, I figured.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for sticking with us. If you are still here, thank you kindly for giving me and my tiny channel and my cousin, and let's see if I can move the camera. Can y'all see? There he is. Y'all see Harry over there on the couch? There he is. Harry says hi and goodbye, I guess. All right. yeah, so thanks. As usual, you can do the YouTube things. That would be nice. Like, comment, subscribe. Usual links are in the description. DSA link should be there now. I'm going to try to plug DSA at the end of every video. Please join the Democratic Socialists of America. They could use your help to try and build a working class movement in this country. Boy, do we sure need it. Things are not looking good for the working class, y'all. So if you could help DSA, that'd be great. You could also help me and my channel by going to my donation page, or you could check out all the stuff that I'm working on. I post all of it to my Blue Sky. Go on over there and check out to see what kind of models I'm working on. I don't have the models for this game painted up just yet, but I have started, so they will all end up there once I am finished. Anywho, see y'all later. Take it easy and take care of each other.